Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a mission that's packed with adventure, ancient history, and this creeping sense of dread. It all kicks off with two brand new master librarians, Jack and Annie. They think they're ready for anything, but they're about to face a test that's way bigger than they could have imagined. One that's going to pit hard facts against gut feelings and cold logic against raw intuition. And right from the get-go, we're hit with this chilling line. Before the adventure even really begins, one of our heroes, Annie, has a nightmare. It's some seriously powerful foreshadowing, right? It just plants this little seed of anxiety from the very start. So you have to wonder, is this just a bad dream, or is it a terrifying glimpse of what's to come? Alright, so let's meet our heroes, the brother-sister duo, Jack and Annie. They've just earned the title of Master Librarians, and Jack, well, he is practically bouncing off the walls with excitement for their first real mission from the enchantress Morgan Le Fay. But you know how it goes. Adventure never really waits for a convenient time, does it? Their family is literally 20 minutes away from leaving for vacation in the mountains. Jack, who's the planner, he's a little hesitant, but Annie's enthusiasm, it's totally infectious, and she convinces him. They take a quick peek in the woods, and sure enough, Morgan and the magic treehouse are back. Morgan Le Fay does not mess around. She lays out the mission, and the stakes are incredibly high. See, throughout history, great libraries and all the amazing stories and knowledge inside them have been destroyed. Their job as master librarians is to go back in time and rescue one of these precious lost stories before it just vanishes from history forever. And here we go, our first clue. Morgan hands them a slip of paper with this phrase on it. Now Jack, who is a total history buff and loves anything to do with ancient Rome, is immediately all in. A secret code written in Latin? This is exactly the kind of adventure he's been dreaming about. So what does this mysterious Latin phrase actually mean? Well, it translates to something pretty epic. The bravest man in the world. Whoa! Suddenly you realize this isn't just any old story they have to save. It's the story of a true hero. The weight of their mission just got a whole lot heavier. Before she sends them off, Morgan gives them this really cryptic warning. It's kind of a puzzle, right? The very thing they are there to save is also the only thing that can save them. This just adds a whole new layer of personal danger to the quest. You just know their darkest hour is coming, and it's coming soon. So, the magic treehouse starts to spin, and just like that, they are whisked away. When they finally land, it's not just the world outside that's completely different, they've changed too. Turns out, Morgan gave them a little magical help so they can blend in. Their immersion in this new world is instant and total. Morgan's magic zaps away their modern clothes, swapping them out for simple white tunics and leather sandals. It's a pretty stark physical reminder that they are definitely not in their own time anymore. They're part of this ancient world now. The first thing Jack does is pull out the research book from Morgan. It's his anchor, his connection to logic and facts, and the facts he finds are staggering. They are in Pompeii, a Roman vacation town, on August 24th in the year 79. And at first glance, the place looks incredible, like paradise, just resting peacefully at the foot of this gentle-looking mountain. And this is where we see that first little crack appear, the first sign that they are not on the same page. The mountain's name is Vesuvius. For Jack, it's just a name from a book, a fact. But for Annie, that name itself just sounds scary. Her intuition is already screaming at her, sending warning signals that Jack's logic just can't pick up. So this leads us to what is honestly the most crucial part of their journey so far. Because from this moment on, Jack and Annie start to experience two completely different realities, even though they're standing in the exact same spot. I mean, how are you supposed to work together when one of you is sensing total doom and the other is just enjoying a nice summer day? Well, that split becomes a serious fracture almost immediately. And bam, the split becomes a full-on chasm. Annie physically feels the ground shake and hears a deep rumble. Every one of her senses is screaming that something is terribly wrong. But Jack, he feels nothing. And because it doesn't fit into his neat, logical framework, he just dismisses her experience entirely. He even questions her sanity, asking if she's nuts. For him, if it's not a measurable fact, it just isn't real. Annie's fear is getting fueled by more than just that tremor, though. The world itself feels off. The woods they landed in are strangely silent, no birds are singing. A nearby stream is completely bone dry. These are real, tangible clues. But for every single one, Jack has a perfectly rational explanation. The birds are probably at the beach. It probably just hasn't rained in a while. He's filtering everything through logic, while she is just feeling it all. So, as they leave the unnerving quiet of the woods and actually walk into the town of Pompeii, the world seems to subtly side with Jack's point of view. The sheer, overwhelming normalcy of the scene is, well, it's disarming. The streets are just teeming with life. Shops are open, people are laughing and singing in a tavern. A baker is selling these amazing smelling fresh flatbreads. It feels so familiar, so safe. The sights and smells are so ordinary that even Annie starts to relax a little bit. Her earlier fears begin to feel distant, maybe even a little silly. They eventually make their way to the heart of the city, which Jack's book tells him is the Forum. It's the bustling center of everything. It's loud, it's chaotic, it's vibrant. And in this moment, it feels absolutely impossible that anything could be wrong. Jack feels totally vindicated. This is the awesome historical adventure he was hoping for. But you know that feeling, right? When things are just a little too perfect, just as they're getting comfortable, their two separate realities are about to have a head-on collision, all in the form of one person who is about to shatter that illusion of normalcy. And out of the happy crowd, Annie spots her, an old woman. Her hair is all tangled and wild, and her appearance just immediately sets her apart from everyone else in the busy forum, and she is looking directly at them. And her message is anything but ordinary. It is a direct, terrifying warning aimed squarely at Jack and Annie. The end is near. For Annie, this is her nightmare, and all her gut feelings suddenly being given a voice. So Jack does what he always does. His first instinct is to dismiss her as nuts. He turns to his book, his source of all truth, to find some rational explanation. But what he finds is unbelievable. The book has a picture of that exact woman, and it defines her as a soothsayer. For the very first time, Jack's trusted book confirms the very thing his logic is desperate to reject. This is it. This is the moment of truth. For Annie, this confirms everything. The nightmare, the tremor, the soothsayer, it's all connected. But Jack, even when he's staring at evidence from his own book, he just retreats back into his modern worldview. He actually argues that people from their time don't believe in stuff like that. He's clinging to his rationalism like a shield, completely unable to accept the terrifying reality that Annie has already embraced. While they're arguing, they turn a corner and are just stopped dead in their tracks by this incredible sight. A line of powerful, muscular warriors in full armor, chained together, being led by guards. Jack knows exactly who they are. Gladiators. And just like that, the romantic idea of ancient Rome crashes headfirst into its brutal, violent reality. And that leaves us right in the middle of their conflict, the huge question this entire mission is built around. Jack is holding a book of facts, a guide to the past as it was. Annie is feeling the warnings in the air, a premonition of the future as it's about to be. With time running out for Pompeii, whose version of reality is the one that's going to save them?